So what is this? Did anybody actually figure it out? It is a pom-pom bookmark. So what I have for you is demonstration, if I may. The pom-pom sits out the top, and this long string actually serves as the bookmark. Cute, right? Now watch and see how I made it. So all you really need is some yarn and some scissors. Start by cutting a piece that's about I'd say 8 inches long. Doesn't have to be much longer or much shorter than that. And then this one, about 15 inches, about the length of any sort of book, because that's going to be the tail that will sit as the placeholder. Okay, put those cut strips aside. Then what you'll do is just take this end and wrap it around your fingers. I've just taken 3 fingers and wrapping it around. I found a instruction on how to make these online. It says to wrap around about 90 times. So it's good to have a number, because otherwise you're going to think that you've made a big enough wrapping and you haven't. So yeah, 90 times, and then you'll see the next step after this. So there's about 90 right there, 90 times around, maybe a couple more. So it's nice and tight. I'm going to just snip there and take the shorter string. Make sure that's handy, that you've already pre-cut. Slide the yarn off like this very carefully, and then I'm going to just tie right in the center. I'm going to tie a very tight knot, probably 2, because I do not want this coming undone. In the center, I'll tie one more. Okay, so then on that same string that I just tied, oops, which one's that? I think that's the end, so be careful not to grab that one. This is my knot there. Okay, so then this is the bookmark piece, the longer pre-cut piece. Tuck it underneath that string, and again just tie 2 really tight knots, because we do not want that coming undone. Oops. I'm making this look really difficult, aren't I? It's not that hard to tie a knot. There. Okay. So now, what you're going to do, take those scissors again and just start to cut. Making sure not to cut that tie in the middle, because then obviously all of these strands would just fall apart. So on both sides, cut, cut, cut. Okay, so now you have the beginnings of a pom-pom. Now these, you can, obviously there's some long pieces that you'll want to cut off, but we can make this as shaggy as you want, as short as you want. But just go around and keep trimming till it's the size that you like. Again, making sure not to cut off your long tail or anything that's keeping this all together. There you have it. I could keep going, but I think it's pretty good. I like it nice and shaggy. Makes a bit of a mess, so be prepared for that. Yeah, so there's lots of different ways that you can use a pom-pom. You could buy them, but you could also just make them like this. How easy was that? Makes a fun little garland if you tie a bunch together on a string. Or I've seen these little tiny pom-poms used as earrings, or you could tie one onto a necklace. That would be pretty cute. I just think they're so fun. And yeah, you can do anything you want with this. So like, or maybe even share some comments on what you would do with a pom-pom. And if you go ahead and make one, make sure you post it, let us see it. Thanks everybody for joining me for another DIY Wednesday. We'll see you again next week.